Welcome to the Pastoral Touchpoint Show, bringing you everything you need to know, featuring Joe and Mo. All right, that's enough. Let's go. Calvary Bible Church, welcome to a special edition Pastoral Touchpoints. Pastor Rich left me hanging this week. He's body surfing at the beach.
I think it's he's at B&G Nationals, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he tells everybody he's at the beach, but really,
He's down in
what's B&G Nationals?
What are you talking about? It's Beard and Grooming Nationals.
Oh,
I heard that he's down there with Al Borland and who's the other guy?
Villa.
That's his name. Villa.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, the guy with the beard. I believe he's judging short hair this year. He's going to judge his short hair. But listen, I will let you know that he does have a small piece where he's going to do the base running that we talked about.
Oh, and have it flow.
Yeah, he's going to judge.
Yeah.
He's going to judge that and see how they do. He's professional.
You know, this guy has a pretty nice beard. Look at that. I never made it to Nationals though. Shh, quiet down on the set right.
It's my first time.
So, you know who else has a good beard is the Duck Dynasty guys.
Oh.
Those guys they've got some good beards.
Just watching some old episodes yesterday.
I miss them.
Good stuff.
Shout out. They're our sponsor for the week. Thanks, Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Non-sponsor.
The Robinson boys.
You know it.
That basically means we're not getting paid for this. I don't think.
So I want to thank Joe and Mo for sending me a birthday card last week.
Whoa, lift my finger.
Yeah, come on.
My bad.
Careful, Ray.
Spin that around.
Appreciate that. And let's see, what do we got to cover today? We've got 2 announcements and a special segment at the chairs.
Oh, what episode are we?
Season 2, episode 10.
10.
Such a good guess. Good thing I had all the
Yeah.
fingers for it. You know what I mean? I like it.
Guess the next one we're adding toes.
Hold on, is this 1.2 for us? 1.5? How
This
does
is-
it work for us? 'Cause
I don't know.
It's not real.
All right, moving on. Here we go. We've got, like I said, we got
Hold
2
on,
segments.
Hold on. Is this you? Is this you right here for the camera?
You know what? That is me.
Pastor Jonathan right there. He tried.
He almost
tried.
made it to the ball
It
club.
wasn't. Let me come over. I just want to
Look at
make
these 2
sure.
bald
I just want
heads.
to make sure that they get that. Look at this. Look at this right here. You see that? That's some nice hair right there. It's good stuff.
You know, after knowing him that long, he'd probably be my second favorite. Not number 1, but number 2.
Speaking of nice
Now you
hair,
know how I feel about Rich.
look at that one.
Whoa.
That's Andy. Does the face look much different?
How did this come out?
There's his hair
This
when he's
was
like
not in
1.
rehearsal.
I knew about it, but I didn't.
And then look what happened when he hit junior high.
Oh,
Whoop.
I don't even see the pictures, but I'm sure I look.
Look.
that was good.
You can see him later.
That was
All right.
I'm so sorry.
All right, moving on. Segment number 1 is announcements. And the only thing that we are looking forward to at Calvary Bible Church is the Bluegrass Barbecue. August 22nd.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead again.
Bring your own chair,
Or blanket.
or blanket, or lazy boy, according to Rich. You do not need to bring food.
Do you have to have a pickup truck to come?
No.
Okay.
Be prepared to have fun, though.
Just checking.
Yes. All right. I think that covers our first segment, announcements. Segment number 2, you guys are going to appreciate this one. Your favorite thing about your mother-in-law. Ray, let's just start down there. We love our mother-in-laws, and I think how this got started is because Andy's mother-in-law came on the church camping weekend.
Oh yeah, she was legit.
And Ray's trying to take her.
Not really take her. I'm just trying to remove her.
Adopt
from
her too.
Yeah, just bring her into the fold.
Yeah, Ray would like to have 2 mother-in-laws.
Is that legal at Calvary Bible Church?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I like it. Just
Okay,
adopt, just
Ray.
adopt it.
Favorite thing about your mother-in-law?
Now, is this my mother-in-law or the mother-in-law that I want to adopt?
Your mother-in-law.
Because I got one for her too.
Okay, go ahead. Start
So,
with yours.
First and foremost, let's get spiritual. My wife knows the Lord because of my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and how they raised her. So first and foremost, that's legit.
There you go.
Shout out to Faye. By the way, she has a candy store, so good place to show up. I think that's mostly what drug me in. And then I found out that the stuff in the back room, first of all, my wife, and then secondly, the candy is discounted when you're in the back, heavily.
There you go.
Heavily. She knows about it now.
good stuff.
I apologize for that.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah. And I appreciate that she believes in me. Anything that she thinks I can do, you can do anything. So I appreciate she believes in me.
That's why Ray is the man he is.
She doesn't like my hair though.
Oh,
She does. She doesn't.
she doesn't appreciate
Not
it.
everybody gets it.
Yeah. I used to have hair.
So did Andy. All right, Andy, favorite thing about your mother?
All right, I'm going to go with the obvious. She made my wife, so that's the first thing I appreciate about her.
Okay, she birthed your wife.
Yep, absolutely. So that's one. Number two, my mother-in-law can cook.
Oh, she
That
can.
lady makes the best ham, like at Easter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's the ham, the mashed potatoes, and the baked corn. It just doesn't get any better.
I love baked corn.
What about the cookie? You missed out on that. She came out with a box of cookies.
Yeah, I'm not talking to her over that. Those were to be my cookies, and she tried sharing with you.
It's because she's a nice lady. That's one of the things I really
She
appreciate
is
about
nice.
her.
She is a nice
You weren't
lady.
there, but I
Yeah.
scarfed up as many
We
cookies
should
as I
all
could get.
share our mother-in-laws. That would be fun to get the best of all three.
Yeah.
Here you go. My mother-in-law, she bakes the best pies. I'm talking like amazing pies, and she always is like, anytime we're coming into town, if she's coming, she brings a pie. And then two, when I come into town, she usually tries to buy some Turkey Hill iced tea because she knows it's one of my favorites,
Nice.
and I am her favorite son-in-law.
Wait, hold on. Question. Are you the only one?
No, there's another.
Are you sure?
Totally, I'm
Are you
definitely,
sure?
I'm definitely the favorite. I know there's another one.
Okay. All right. Good. Good.
Love you, Virginia.
Oh, I forgot Marjorie.
You already shouted out to Faye.
I shout out to Faye.
There you go. All right, that's it. Favorite things about your mother-in-law.
I
All
went
right.
well.
You're not going to believe this, folks, but we're actually going to cover a serious topic: swearing. I've got two parents here of teenagers, and like, it's something we need to talk about because our kids are asking. But before we get to that, let's share a couple of our favorite Christian swear words. You know, the ones that we replace with real swear words.
I would have to go with my favorite, Mother Duck.
Mother duck.
Yes, Mother Duck.
Okay, and you know why this is also on our minds? Because Pastor Rich called me out last week for saying the word heck. What the heck? Yeah,
It's easy to do.
yeah, it just happened. Just rolled off the tongue.
Especially when you're with him.
You know another one, son of a biscuit.
Oh.
Son of a biscuit. I feel like you say that one right.
No.
That's not in your
Not usually. It's usually Mother Duck.
mother duck.
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit. Andy, do you have a favorite Christian swear word?
Mine stays away from some of the common, but Carrie, I apologize. Carrie Shaw, I apologize, but mine's fart knocker. I just love that word.
That sounds legit.
I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. There you go. That's the expletive that comes out of you.
It can
Fart
be.
knocker.
It can.
Man, I'm gonna beat that out. Say it again. Nice. All right.
That was
No,
low budget.
seriously,
That was really low budget.
it is low budget. That's what we do around here because we want to keep the expectations very, very low.
All right. Well, ACD. Oh,
We lost it here.
I was
Hey.
gonna say ACD, but it's OCD.
Come on over.
That's a different touch point.
Join us in the chairs for actually a serious conversation about swearing and why we probably shouldn't do it. I love the fact that you guys are just imitating me all the time, just like Rich.
That's how we got to these
You're
seats.
fired. Yeah, you guys do it well. All right, see you in the chairs.
The chairs.
Welcome to the chairs.
The chairs.
Chairs.
Let's take it back.
Take it back. I can't see the camera.
Hold it. Work those ab muscles.
Yeah, they're going.
You have abs on there?
Used to.
I'm sorry. Go
They're
ahead.
in the pictures John showed you earlier.
Ab. All right. No, seriously, if you're hanging on with us, we appreciate your endurance and your faithfulness because that was 10 minutes of pretty much nonsense. And yeah, all right. But on to something serious. We kind of made light of Christian swearing a little bit, but it is an issue, and we've got young kids watching this, so we want to keep it PG to a degree. But at the same time, it's a question that as parents, we're probably going to face, or if we're not, we at least need to be thinking it through and thinking it through the lens of the Bible. And yeah, just so we have an answer that's kind of adequate and also thoughtful and it's helpful. So, swearing. We face it in our households. We face the temptation probably in our own lives to some degree. Ray, in your home, what have the conversations looked like or questions?
Yeah, so some of the questions that we have are, why is it wrong? Why is it bad? Usually the first one that comes up is in the moment of smashing your finger or hurting yourself, and you want to say something. And so we kind of have an unwritten rule at our house. We try, sometimes it doesn't always happen, but if somebody smashes their finger or hurts themselves, you hear them say, ouch, we don't talk to them. And we wait a good 20, 30 seconds, and once they've organized themselves, then we go over and say, are you all right? But we found that if you say, hey, listen, what's going on? You all right? Right away, the first thing that wants to come out, they're dealing with pain, physical, and they're trying to work through that. And so we found that's been helpful. But I guess more to the question is for speaking poorly is what we would consider it as, and teaching our kids that the words that are coming out, what do they mean, and why are we saying them? And so when you look at the definition of like the F word and what maybe the diagnosis of what the actual word means, it's not good. It doesn't mean anything that would build another person up. And so we try to teach our kids, or at least show our kids, that doesn't make sense to talk to another person in that way.
Yeah, good. Andy?
Yeah, obviously the questions come up in our house as well. And Ray kind of hit the pain aspect of it. I guess I'll go kind of the avenue of when we're angry. A lot of times those words will come out as well. And we've even had the conversation as far as what makes that word bad. Like, why was that word chosen to be a swear word and this word wasn't? Which is kind of a hard question to answer, because I don't necessarily know why these were chosen words.
They've got 4 letters.
Yeah, why
Andy.
those are the words?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't think they ever used it as in a bad connotation. Every time I hear Andy's name, I always smile.
Well, I know my mom's yelled it in anger, but that's a totally different story.
I got you.
All right, so why? Yeah,
like what makes those words why they are, and honestly, we couldn't really give them a good answer on that. I don't know why those are the chosen words, but as far as when you're angry and those words come to mind, and I want to throw out there, I went to Christian school my whole life, and that didn't like shelter me from swear words or anything like that. That I don't want parents to be naive either, that it's the world we live in. Whether it's on a Disney movie or anything, you're still getting the Lord's name taken in vain at times, that it's out there. We're going to hear those words. But what we try to get across to our kids is, if you're angry and a word like that comes out of your mouth, essentially that's sin itself coming out of your mouth at that point, because we know those words are not good and they're not reflecting what we're supposed to be reflecting, which is Christ. So we tried to explain to them that there's other things we can do, or other things we can say, or a lot of times we probably should just keep our mouths quiet altogether. But even, I remember back to my junior high days, I had a teacher tell me that swearing is the symptom of a small mind. And thinking through that if I can't come up with a better word than a swear word, then I should spend my time maybe in a dictionary or something. just there's other words we can use to express how we're feeling that aren't offensive and aren't crude and all the others.
Yep, good. So 2 things, like kind of themes I'm hearing actually from both of you, are, one, the culture has kind of chosen those words as bad words, and so we live in a culturally saturated world, and we're aware of these things. So if we're aware that most people view it as wrong, I mean, that's why some movies are rated the way they are, and things of that nature. So the culture is given those words a bad connotation. So because of that, if we go around saying those words, people assume that we've got potty mouth or whatever. And then 2, the things I was picking up is the words coming out are actually a sign of what's coming from within, whether that's an attitude or an emotion. And I think that's probably the best biblical reason to not swear. My mind goes back to the Beatitudes, or I'm sorry, not the Beatitudes, just the Sermon on the Mount, where the Beatitudes are. But in that sermon, Jesus will say a couple of times and give some examples of sins that the Jewish people recognized as sins. Murder, for example. But he says, well, you think you haven't sinned because you haven't murdered. But he says, but if you've hated your brother then you've committed that same sin. And so the act of swearing, while that may or may not be a sin in and of itself, you know, like uttering those sound waves out of your mouth, it's showing disrespect, like you said, towards other people, or anger, the emotion of an anger, which is controlling us rather than a spirit-controlled attitude or emotion. And so I think biblically, that's probably our best ground to stand on as far as why we shouldn't swear, at least the motive behind it. But then, just like you guys said, there's all kinds of just repercussions when we go around. If we were to go around just letting loose,
and it also tears people down.
Totally.
If you want words that come out that lift people up, especially in this world today, you want to bring good things out instead of words that tear down. And those words, if you look up the definitions wherever you look them up, they're usually not uplifting. They're usually not building someone to say, you know, hey, I appreciate you. And so those words tear them down and try to build you up. And so I could see a lot of it just won't build people up.
Yeah, well, that's James right there. Right? The tongue's got power to do a lot of damage, and we do a lot of damage a lot quicker than we do building people up. One of our family's memory verses was Proverbs 16:24. Gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul, and health to the body. So, yeah, we want our words to be filled with grace all the time, and we do a lot of damage. And once they're out, they don't come back.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. You guys have any other thoughts? We've emptied our minds about swearing.
That's it.
All right, good. All right, love you guys. You guys love them?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, see ya.